everyone, my name is Fiona Moir. I'm from the Highland Car Club, and I'm delighted to welcome along for a wee chat in my living room, socially distanced of course, to the rallying legend that is Jimmy McRae. Welcome, Jim, and thank you for agreeing to do this on a day when we should all be out in the woods.
No, that's fine. No problem at all.
Generating some rally fever.
Pleased to do it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's good.
At the moment, I can't go outside anyway because it's absolutely snowing. It's hot out down here at the moment, so
yeah,
no problem.
Typical Snowman weather. Typical Snowman weather.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, the COVID pandemic's paid to a lot of snowmen, to a lot of rallying entertainment over the last 12 months. So we thought we'd put on this virtual event on the day of the Snowman and just give some people some entertainment, because this is traditionally the first round of the Scottish Rally Championship, the Snowman Rally. So you're no stranger to the Snowman, though. You way back in 1975, which is, I worked out 46 years ago.
That's a long time.
You made your first journey up to Inverness to compete. Have you got any memories about that?
I started rallying in '74, and I came off bikes, motorbikes, scrambles and trials, and thought I'd have a go at rallying, and obviously found out I was reasonably good at it. So 1975 was my second year, and I had a sponsorship deal from Allard's, their supercharged car. They sent up a supercharged Mark 1 RS 2000, and we were going to do the Scottish Champions, some of the British Championships with that. But it proved that it was a fantastic, very, very quick car, but we had problems with it before. The engine had to go back to get new pistons in it, and it was sent up like 2 days before we headed up to Inverness, and we didn't get really time to try it. And basically in the road section on the way out, I obviously gave it a wee bit of stick to make sure it was all right. The pistons went again, so we reckon we got about 10 mile a set of pistons. So the Allard supercharged car was sent back to Allard's, and I went back to the twin cam Escort after that for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like a traditional start to any rally person's season, because that seems to happen to a lot of people. Things just don't work out on the way up the road.
It was a quick car when it was going, but it didn't go that long. I think well, after that, it went on, and we went back to the twin cam Escort for a few events. Then I got a sponsorship deal with SMT to drive a Vauxhall Magnum, and I think the following year after that I come up to the Snowman with the Vauxhall, and we finished 9th overall and first in class. So
that's right. Yeah, you did a lot better that year. Yeah. Can you remember what the weather was like at all? Was it like this? Was it snowy and cold, or?
I can remember being up when the boys were rallying and trying to get to the end of stages and couldn't get there because of the snow and sitting behind snow ploughs and things. But I cannot remember in '75 whether there was snow or not when I did it with in '76 when I did it with the Magnum. I can't remember, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Do you like rallying in the snow?
Yeah, well, provided we've got the correct tyres on it. I mean, I didn't do much rallying. Well, we did a few RACs when it was snowing, and we were getting into these stages just with normal gravel tyres on, and you didn't get an awful lot of grip. But having done quite a bit of testing and working over in Sweden, when you get the real spiked tyres on, then it's good fun. It's fantastic. You actually get better grip, with the studded tyres than you do with normal gravel tyres and gravel. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, generally you find up here when it snows it goes to ice, so it's not so much fun over here. But, causes us a lot of problems organising. So you had good fun when you came up to do the Snowman, and then of course rallying being what it is, the kids take over and start to muscle in on the act. And as you said, Colin, and then Alistair came up to do the event for the next few years. Have you got any funny stories you can tell us about that, or any memories?
Well, remember, Colin and I think it was his third ever rally. He did the Came Stages and an Avenger. Then we bought a Sunbeam 1600 Sunbeam Talbot, and he did the last event, the Galloway Hills, I think, in 84. That would be. Then the first event he did of 80. No, wait a minute, I'm talking nonsense. 86.
He came up and drove. He actually did it the year before that, I'm told. He did it in 85, but he co-drove, I think, in 85 for Ronnie Gray. Ronnie Gray, yeah, the infamous Ronnie Gray.
To be honest, I never knew anything about it. It might never have happened. Ronnie wasn't the most reliable guy.
Be careful.
Driver, I'll say.
Driver, yes.
But he did that, which, I didn't know much about until after it. But then in 86, with the Sunbeam, we come up with that. But I had thought I would get Ian Grinrod, who was my co-driver, had been my co-driver. I invited him up to go with Colin, just a bit more experience. And that year there was a lot of snow that year. Mm-hmm. And I think it was seeded away back in the hundreds.
Yeah,
I can remember. Yeah. He complained, but he kept catching people on the stages. And Ian told me at one point they were on the stage and they were catching the car in front. They tried a couple of times, to get past the car, and didn't make it. And he had said to Ian, "What do I do? What do I do?" He says, "Well, if I was sitting behind Henry Toyven," and he said, "We'd just punt him off at the next corner." He said, "I didn't need to tell him twice. He just gave him a wee tap at the next corner, and he went off into the snowbank, and Colin went.
And off he went.
Off he went. And at the end of the stage, at the stop line, Colin had been looking in the mirror. He said, "Oh dear." He says, "Here he's coming to talk to us. I'll just tell him you told me what to do, Ian." but I can't remember who it was at the time. But he was apologetic that holding Colin up. And there was no damage done. It was fine.
Yeah,
he just hadn't seen him falling and trying to get back.
Yeah, well, that happens. Yeah, that's rallying, isn't it? Yeah. Good. So, yeah, and he came back in 1988 then in the Nova at car 16. So obviously he was improving all the time.
Yes, that was 88, was it?
88, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he finished then. I don't know. I can't remember.
I know that 1990, I don't think, was a particularly great year for the McRaes on the Snowman. I know Colin came up, did the event in a borrowed Escort.
Uncle Hugh's borrowed Escort, that's correct.
Yes, the beautiful Hugh Steele, as Big Jim Brown calls him.
Uncle Shug, they call them.
Shug, yeah. So he borrowed that one, and he actually started car 2 that year. He started as car 2, but he only finished 35th. So I think there might have been a couple of mishaps that year.
I think he'd been off at one point.
Yes, indeed, yeah. Good memories, good laughs. Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I can going back to was it the first time I did it? It was seeded 105.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah.
I can remember sitting in the hotel having breakfast in the morning and thought, being seated 105 is quite a good idea because you get an hour and a half longer in your bed in the morning.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, done that. Yeah, it's quite good, yeah. The pressure's on when you're up in the top 10, you've got to be out and about early.
Early, that's great.
Yeah.
No, some good memories there, I didn't do it very often. I was up quite a few times with the boys, and I had some good memories and some good crack at the end of the day in the bar at night.
That's right. Yeah, the Snowman's famous for its after rally party, and unfortunately, we haven't had to do that the last few years. But it's we used to keep people up here so that they could have a party and have fun. Yeah, we miss those
That's
days.
right.
Yeah, we've had some wild nights. Yeah,
and it didn't matter what the weather was.
that's right. Yeah, you were
once
stuck
the rally
here.
was you get into the hotel at night. It didn't matter what the weather was like.
Yeah,
You just worried about getting home the next day.
that's right. Yeah, and of course, in 1990 as well, Alistair did that event too. He was in the Vauxhall Nova, but he retired after stage one, I think. So I'm saying it wasn't a very good year that year, 1990.
That's correct. He was, and he did the rally. I think he did the rally with Nicky Griss, didn't he? No, Nicky Griss.
Nicky Jack.
Nicky
Yes,
Jack.
who also was a local guy from up here. Nicky. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Nicky, he passed away, didn't he?
Yes, that's right. He's no longer with us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, happy times back then.
Oh, definitely. I know it was. And, it's a shame. The COVID job that you can't get. It would have been a proper snowman this year if it had gone ahead.
Well, I was just saying that actually, because traditionally on the first weekend of February we did recently change the last 5 years we changed the date to March because of the weather in February, because we have had some bad weather at the beginning of February for quite a few years. So but yeah, if it had been weekend just gone, who knows? There would have been plenty of snow, but whether we could have kept it as snow and not ice would have been anybody's guess. Yeah, because once the ice gets in, you've no chance. You've absolutely no chance. I mean, that happened 2 years ago. Yeah, we had to call it off on the Thursday, I think it was, just because we couldn't get anything in. It was just sheet ice, completely sheet ice all over the place. It was too dangerous. Not so much for I'm sure the rally drivers would have had a brilliant time, but for the officials and
getting official marshals and ambulances and stuff in.
That's right. It would have been just too dangerous. So unfortunately, we lost it. But I think we were the only, certainly the only Scottish Rally Championship round to run last year. We were lucky. We got away with it last year, beginning of March.
Before this COVID set in properly.
Yeah, we were just in time. So yeah, we did get an event last year, but like I say, I don't know. We don't know what's happening this year. What will happen with events? It depends.
It's a shame. We just don't know where we're going at the moment.
Yeah,
it's, it looks as though the world champ, the Swedish is cancelled, but they're running an event in the Arctic in place of Sweden. But how they're moving people about and stuff, I just don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the big deal just now, is getting the people to where they need to be, and holding the event safely, with all the people that'll gather around it. But I'm sure there's light at the end of the tunnel. We will get there. What's your favourite event overall? Well, not overall, but have you got a few? You probably have a few favourite events that you've done over the years.
Yeah, initially I was more akin to maybe tarmac. I enjoyed, the circuit at Highland, the Manx, and I was, very successful in Ireland, so I like, rallying in the Irish roads. But it was still very nice to get back to Scotland and get into the Scottish the Scottish gravel events, the forest events. There's obviously the Scottish was a cracking event really when it was back in my time, when we did the stages, down south, then up the Great Glen, round about your place, then back down again. That was a fantastic rally.
Yeah, well, on for a few days, didn't it? Yeah.
It was over, 3-4 days then.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that in the early days. I remember spectating on that one. Yeah.
And it, and the Scottish, it was always an event I wanted to win, and I was 6 times second in the 80s before I won it in 1988. So
Wow.
88 was a pretty special year.
Yeah, good.
We won it in 88, and Colin finished 8th in the Vauxhall Nova as well. So it was a pretty good party after that.
I bet you did. Yeah, that was an achievement. Yeah, that was good. Oh, after all those years of trying, and you eventually won it. That's great. Yeah.
Then the year before that, 87, we had I think it wasn't 87. It was the Manta year. We were struggling then. The Manta was a very good car, but on gravel we couldn't look at the Quattro, and there were a couple of Quattros doing it. And Hannah Mikkola, we had the tarmac stage at Motherwell and Hannah had gone off in the first stage and damaged the front suspension. And I thought, well, we've got a good chance here of getting on. And after, he got back on the road again and got going and got the car fixed, but he was quite a few minutes behind. But we knew that the Quattro, if he had a good run, we had worked it out that I don't think we could win this rally if he doesn't have a problem, because he kept catching us. And Ian Grinrod had worked out, he says, he's going to catch us in the last 3 stages. But it was after that I saw the film of him going off, and it was bloody Coltness Car Club and Shug Steele and all these guys that helped put him back on the bloody road. I can remember going to the car club, after that. I said, I've seen the coverage of the bloody rally, and it was you guys that put him back on the road.
So, that's great. That is good.
If it hadn't been Uncle Shug and bloody Coltness Car Club getting him back on the road, I might have won it in 87 as well.
Oh, well, I don't think any comment on that.
Aye, the Scottish in these days was a cracking rally. Well, come up and did the stages around about Inverness and then the Granite City stages and back down. No, it was a great rally.
Yeah, good. COVID's just been a long 12 months, hasn't it? So have you been doing anything in COVID, apart from drinking tea and binging on biscuits? Have you done anything motorsport related?
No, well, the first when it happened last year, the weather was really good. So did an awful lot of work about the house, and normally we'd get somebody in to give us a hand with the garden. We did it all. So it looks as though once the snow goes, we'll be back in the garden again.
I think so. Yeah.
Get some work done about the house. I've got a Vauxhall Magnum in the garage, which I keep going down and jacking it up and having a look at it, but it's too bloody cold in the garage just now. So we'll leave it to the summer.
Absolutely right. Wait, it's a wee bit warmer. Yeah. Have you got any plans to do any events after lockdown? Have you got any thoughts about that? I mean, I know it'll depend on when, but have you got any ambitions?
There's nothing planned really. We're going to try and run the McRae rally again at Knockhill.
Yeah.
It was cancelled in October last year. We're going to try and run it in October this year. But again, we don't know. An event like that, if you're not allowed spectators in, then Knockhill are not going to run it, because they need the spectators in.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not worth
money.
It's not worth the while doing it without that.
Hopefully by October we should be back to some normality.
I hope so. Yes. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. I love coming down to do stuff at Knockhill. So definitely.
The event we had planned last year, I mean, it was going to be good. We were going to, the Solbergs were coming, Stig Blomqvist again, Ari Vatanen was talking about coming. David Richards said he was going to come and co-drive for me. Alistair and Max were going to come from Australia. It was going to be the first time that, Free McRae's were going to be, the current Free McRae's were going to be rallying together.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can run it in October.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be brilliant. That's something really to look forward to. Yeah. Great. Yeah, I believe Ari Vatnan's going to be contributing to this virtual event as well. So we'll look forward to that too.
Is he? All right.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's going to do something for us. So that's great. It's really
Right.
really good to get
Because
all
Ari did the Snowman a couple of times as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, back in 1976, I think probably about the same time as you first did it, I think, as well. Yeah.
I think, that's right. He did it in 76 when I did it, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll have a few stories as well.
Uh,
Thank you, Jim, for chatting to me today and for being part of our virtual event.
No problems.
I hope you enjoy watching some of the other stuff that we've got planned for the 6th
I know.
We do hope you'll be able to come up to Inverness and join us sometime again, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. No. I enjoyed a few drams up there, after the rally. Never before the rally.
Never before. No, quite right. No, that doesn't work. Definitely. Yeah,
I know. It would be nice to come back up again, definitely.
Yeah, great. Good. Right, well, I'll let you get back to your tea and biscuits. Well, you take care. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you and Margaret good health and stay safe.
Thank you. Same to you guys up there. Stay safe. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks very much, Jimmy. Bye just now. Bye.